Antonio Brown has gotten some flack for recently getting frostbite after not wearing the proper footwear during a cryotherapy session. AB has also been told by the NFL that he will no longer be allowed to wear his old helmet. At first, reports surfaced that AB threatened to retire if he was forced to change helmets. Now, according to The Athletic, Antonio and his legal team have threatened to hold the league liable if he were to suffer a head injury while wearing a new helmet. Raiders head coach Jon Gruden came to the Stars' defense, saying he supported AB and the helmet issue is a personal matter. We're now joined by former NFL coach Jeff Fisher. Oh boy, Jeff, fun topic right out of the gate. Yes. Despite what Jon Gruden said, do you think the Raiders actually regret bringing in Antonio Brown?
Not at this point, no. Put yourself in the Raiders' shoes. I mean, you lost a couple really good players. You got to go out and get the best guy you can. You get the best guy, and now he's not there. So you have two complex issues right now, and they stand alone. One of those issues is enough to derail you in camp. So I'm talking about the foot issues and the cryotherapy. Now you got the helmet issue. So you got two issues that are potentially huge distractions. So Coach Gruden is still gathering information, I'm sure. Of course he's going to defend the player. And he has no choice. But, you know, let's just hope for their sake that in a couple of weeks he's back to doing what he was brought there to do, and that's catching passes. But in the meantime, he's not. So with each passing day, there's going to be more and more stuff that you're going to hear out of there.
Has Antonio Brown, to me, is like, as what they call in the TV business, jumping the shark. There was the episode of Happy Days where Fonzie's in a leather jacket and he jumps over a shark. And what I mean by that is, every time he does something, no matter what, people go crazy about him. You know what I mean? Like a helmet is a personal thing. If you put on a helmet and how it feels to you, but people make it, oh, see, you shouldn't have got him. Look at this guy's complaining. It just seems like people forget about what a great football player he is.
Well, again, hopefully this stuff is all behind us and he starts making plays for the Raiders. But keep in mind, I mean, the helmet is a serious issue. In the league, I mean, as you know, Greg, I mean, you get fined for having your socks too low. Mm-hmm. You're talking about a helmet now, which is a precious piece of equipment, which is collectively bargained and regulated, and all these rules are put together between the Players Association and the Management Council, and this is what you do and this is what you don't do. Okay, so, but he wants to do something different. So that'll get taken care of, I'm sure, one way or the other, because it's all in writing. Mm-hmm. That'll get resolved. But you also have the issue with the feet. And to me, that's an issue. And now add Hard Knocks to that and what they're trying to let in and let out. I've been there. I've done that. I know what that's like. So, you know, John has no other choice other than defend AB right now. And hopefully things get worked out. But the foot thing is different. Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, NFL facilities have trainers and head trainers and rehab people, nutritionists and recovery people, and they are really good, for the most part, at what they do. Yet, for some reason, you're going to go across the pond to get some kind of magical fountain of life thing before you go to camp, and then you're going to fly back?
But doesn't all that make it, Jeff, surprising that he would defend Antonio Brown? This is a veteran. Now, Rob said 31 years old. Why would you defend him and not just say, hey, you know, we're going to keep it in the house?
It's a new marriage. You're going to trash him?
It's already off to an awful start.
You can't trash him.
You don't have to trash him, but Jeff, this is a guy. They just had 3 first-round picks, 3 guys coming out of college. And you're looking at this veteran here who's got frostbite on his feet, and now he's threatening to retire, allegedly, if he can't wear his helmet. It's like a 6-year-old stomping his feet in Walmart.
I don't know AB personally. No. All I know about him is what I've seen, and he's special. Yeah. I mean, he is a game changer, okay? So I'll defend him until I get more information. You know, you have to give him a chance to get both these things put behind him and do what he was brought there.
I mean, this is a guy who, again, he's playing with a new quarterback, new system, new offensive line, new signals, new coordinator. It's a lot to take in for a guy going across the country. Now he's nowhere to be found.
It's a lot to take in, and I will say the reason why I'm in support of Antonio Brown when it comes to even the helmet, and I get it. Is he going to have to eventually bend? Probably. Like, there's no probably, he will. But the feet, the chirotherapy, like that's him just continuing to stay on top of his body. You talk about, you know, we got 3 first-rounders coming in, and here we have this veteran guy who's doing. There was not another guy you would want to witness his work ethic in the offseason with his quarterback there every day. Like, we didn't hear about Antonio. See, this is the problem. This is the problem that I have is we'll talk about all this, but he wasn't not there during OTAs. He was present.
Yeah.
He was present. He was there every day doing what he needed to do to make sure that he was training. He was developing a rapport with his quarterback early. He didn't know. No one knew that this was going to happen, not even Antonio Brown. And so if there is one person that I do know, and I do know him personally, that wants to be on the football field running routes, doing the best that he can or providing what he does best, is Antonio Brown.
Except when he quit on the Steelers in Week 17 last year.
And all the stuff that you hear from Pittsburgh, the one thing you never heard is that he doesn't work hard.
No.
That's never been a rap on him. So I'm with you on this. You know, like, to lump everything together, this is what I'm saying. Like, everything about him now is like the worst thing in the world. Oh, my God, now he did this. What do you do now? I'm with you. Eventually, he'll get this all work behind, go back out on the field, catch those touchdowns, get those yards, and then people will remember this guy's a player.
Well, John Gruden right now, if he's watching us, he's rolling his eyes going, these guys have no idea. You know, they don't know what's going on here. They don't know what's up with his feet. They don't know what's up with the helmet. Let me tell you something. We'll prove him wrong. He's going to catch.
What about the report, Jeff, from NFL Network's Mike Silver, who said that Antonio Brown was irking the staff in team meetings, liking photos on Instagram and checking his bank account? That came out. It was a report from a credible reporter. I mean, Antonio Brown, I know you guys want to defend him. He's a great talent. That's undeniable. He's a Hall of Famer. But, Jeff, I mean, you've been in the locker room with, you know, talented guys who have tough personalities. How do you handle that?
Well, John hasn't had that meeting where he talks about how you conduct yourself in team meetings yet. He hadn't had that meeting. So, you know, Antonio's doing those things. But he's going to get it's all going to get cleaned up.
I love the optimism.
It's going to get cleaned up. And then, of course, like we said, the Hard Knocks thing, we're seeing about half of what's going on right now.
Yes, even if this is the thing, when anytime we hear reports or whatever's out there, we never know the full of what something really is because it's never fully disclosed unless you're in that locker room and you see it every single day. So for Antonio Brown not being on the field, let me explain to you how this works. You're not as engaged in the meetings. You're just not because you're not going to be on the football field. Should you be? Yes. But are you? No, because you know, I'm going to the treatment room. I'm going to be getting treatment the entire practice. I'm going to be trying to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to get back out there. So when I am in the meetings, have I been on my phone? Yeah, I'm texting. I'm doing things that I probably shouldn't do. It didn't matter. Yeah. Most guys do it. Like, I'm just being honest. But it's typically when you are not engaged into performing like you would be on a day-to-day basis.
Let me ask you, Jeff. John Gruden's been through this before with a diva wide receiver, Keyshawn Johnson. Year after they win the Super Bowl in Tampa, John Gruden had enough of Keyshawn. He deactivated him midway through the season. Not cut him or traded him, deactivated him. We'll pay you, but I'm not letting you go anywhere else. How do you think this becomes a situation with Antonio Brown? Are you optimistic that they're going to work things out?
Again, I don't know the dynamics of their relationship, but you started the question with right after they won the Super Bowl.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
They win the Super Bowl.
I picked that up too.
He's still not happy.
Keyshawn was on that team. I saw that Super Bowl.
So hey, we won the Super Bowl. I'll keep you. I don't need you.
Right.
You know, that's fine. But they're going to take this and turn this into a positive. They're going to circle the wagons, coach speak, turn it all into a positive. And it's like, you know, Derek Carr and Coach Gruden and AB are going, all right, we'll show them. We'll show them.
I love the optimism from you guys.
What is it that you have against Antonio?
Nothing. I just think the Raiders are a train wreck. Derek Carr last year had his worst stats since his rookie season. Now, I know you could say, hey, they didn't have the talent around him.
They didn't have the talent.
But I thought
two of the best players they had, they got rid of.
I thought Gruden knew quarterbacks, and it was going to be a great marriage between them.
Yeah, but if you get rid of your talent, that makes you a better quarterback, that will allow you to produce more statistics that are pleasing to a guy like Jason McIntyre that appeases him, then we're winning something. We're doing something. But if you take pieces away from me, then I have to work with what I'm given.
And Jason, I think you're just not realistic with dealing with personalities. Everybody's not the same.
Certainly.
People are different. It's not a boys' choir you're putting together. So people get leeway based on their talent. If you're a third-string guy and you're in the training room with your phone or whatever, not paying attention, you're not going to be on the team.
Yeah,
we know that.
Like, I'm going to tell you right now, as a player, as a guy who's played in this league and at a high level, I understand what it looks like for a head coach to operate differently with myself versus somebody who's not producing the way that I am. Now, what I could do is make the job easier for a Jeff Fisher if he's my head coach by just complying and doing everything that he's put out there. But every guy isn't like that. Am I right, Coach?
Well, yeah. And so as a result, coaches treat everybody differently under the same set of rules.
Yes.
Everybody's different. But you stand up and say, hey, guys, this is why we do this, okay? And this is why we're going to do this. And I really appreciate if you leave your phones outside. Hey, let's put some baskets on the wall, and we'll keep you 15 minutes. And when that 15-minute bell hits, go out, check your phones, check it all out, do what you need to do, come back in, and we'll learn some more ball. You know, there's different philosophies there how to do it. But the other thing is, back to Derek Carr, this offense, his offense, is not quarterback friendly in the first year. There's those play calls, some of those play calls are 14, 16, 18 words or characters or syllables. It takes some time. We'll just watch and see what he does this year.
Raiders fans. All right, folks, coming up next, is Dak Prescott really worth $30 million? Yes, we'll talk about that next.